Good evening, everyone, and welcome, gentlemen. Tonight we are having Masterclass with Julia. Julia is a voice teacher. He's a professional. He's a professional opera singer. Who's going to be working with us today, gentlemen. And Julia, we have Lesang here, and we have Ngidi, who are both young, talented Botswana singers who are so keen to learn and to grow as soloists. So I hope you're going to enjoy working with them, and they're also going to enjoy working with you. So over to you, Julia.
Wonderful. Well, so nice to meet you. I guess, Lesang, are you singing first?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's have you sing first. So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you, and I'll spotlight both of us for this. Okay, and let us know what you're singing.
I'll be singing Karo Mioben, and then I've got Uisis und series.
What would you like to start with?
I think the problematic one has been Karo Mioben, so
okay, great.
Let me start with that one.
Fantastic. Let's do that.
Let me just get my accompaniment.
For sure. Bravo. That was wonderful. So what key were you in there?
It was C major.
Yeah, C major. Okay, that's what I thought. Great. So now tell me a little bit about what you're working on technically at this moment in time.
What I've been working on, meaning in terms of...
Yeah, like what was difficult for you in this piece? You said you wanted to do this piece because it's more difficult. So what is the challenge?
Mostly the hitting the high notes, and and there's a part where it gets more intense. And then the chesa crudel. It was a challenge for me. So.
Yes, of course. It sounds really great. You're starting from a really great place. So now let's make this better. First of all, I would ask, is there a possibility for you to stand up right now? And maybe, I know, adjust the setup. It's sometimes awkward on the computer because now we have to adjust the camera and all of that. Because what I'm seeing a little bit of is sometimes when we're sitting, we don't, obviously we learn how to gain full access to our support when we're sitting, but sometimes it's good when we're putting a piece into our body that we're really standing so that we can feel all of that. Now, first of all, I'd like to ask you two things. So when I listen to you sing the whole piece, there's two things that strike me the most, right? The first is your connection to your breath and your body. Okay, there's not quite as much expansion and suspension that I would like to see. Do you understand the concept of suspension in terms of singing? How do you think of that for yourself?
It becomes difficult for me, especially when I'm sustaining notes, to do that, and to get a really strong, especially strong,
Yeah. Do you feel okay, so when you feel the suspension, are you thinking about your rib cage or are you thinking about lower down? What normally are you thinking about?
I try to think lower down.
Okay.
Below my rib cage, yeah.
Okay. So can we kind of shift that thought process? Can you put your hands on your lower ribs, like wherever your lowest rib is, put your hands there. And now when you take a breath, I want you to, you see how I got that rib expansion? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay. So instead of thinking about the part below going like pushing out or something, I want you to not don't push this out. Don't, I want you to instead feel that the rib cage expands out in all the different directions and then sort of stays there as best as you can throughout the line, especially at the beginning of the line. Okay, so that's number one. And number two, as you go up higher, how you're modifying your vowels could be a little bit more optimized. So talk to me about how you think about vowel modification in the top right now.
I try to, one of the challenges that I have is that as I go higher, I don't want to open up too much my vowels because I feel like my voice is going to break. So I try to keep my mouth like that, but then it doesn't work very well for me.
Actually, you're doing a pretty good job, but I think you can go further. So especially like when you have, okay, obviously in Italian we say caro mio ben, we don't say caro mio ben, but when we're singing and when we're approaching this passaggio, and for your voice type, actually C, you need to be starting to do this already. So I would like to see a little bit more length in that vowel, not from a Italian perspective, but from a vocal modification perspective. So I want you to think even more caro mio ben. And then when you've got this il tuo fedele, right? Because you're going up. Il tuo fedele, the e can be an easy vowel to start letting it go sideways. Del. And I want you to think that it's a little bit more il tuo fedele, sospiro nior, cesa, not cesa, but cesa crudel. So that your vowels have even more verticality. You can go, let's say that we go really far this next time around, okay? And I'll stop and start you. But I want you to just focus on those two things right now. First, breathing, expanding the rib cage and suspending the rib cage. So your abdominals, you will feel them working, but you're not going to push out, okay? And you're not going to feel the expansion in your belly. You're going to feel it more in your rib cage, okay? That's number one. And number two, you're going to lengthen and make your vowels much more vertical, especially as you're going higher, okay? Let's give it a try. Let's start it over and see how that works. since I've got the key, so let's stop and start a little bit. So maybe not use the track just now, because I think we're going to stop and start a lot more. Then we'll be helpful with the track. So can you give me a very, very vertical, tall vowel on ka? And I want you to think the tongue, the back of the tongue stays up when we do this. So we're not dragging down the back of the tongue, but you're lengthening the vocal tract. Caro, not caro. It's a slight difference, but I hope you can hear that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's give that just the onset a try. Just you and me. Ready? Now think ka, a little bit more in that vowel. How does that feel?
Better, yeah.
Yeah, so try that and now finish the line with that feeling. Yeah, yeah. So now that sounds great. Okay, now let's keep going. Do you feel more comfortable with the track now?
I think we can do without it for now.
Without it, good. Okay, so let's keep going then. Credi mio men, caro, caro mio ben, credi mio men.
Caro mio ben, credi mio men, senza di te languisce il cor.
Right, now try to not allow the pressure and the volume to build too much as you're descending the scale, okay? I want you to think as you're getting lower that you sort of lighten the voice. You don't push into the voice, okay? So can you just do it from credi mi amen and then from senza di te. You can portamento if you want. I kind of like it, but then when you portamento, don't give too much volume. Okay. Credi.
Sorry?
Oh, just from credimi, yeah.
Credimi almen senza di te languisce il cor.
Better, better. Now be careful when you come down to the low notes that you don't completely drop the voice into the low, that you still keep that hook up from the top. So senza di te. Okay, I don't have that note. Right? When you come down there, make sure that that does not bulk on that. You've got to keep that high. That still stays buoyant even though that's the bottom part of the range, okay? Let's try that again from senza, senza.
Senza di te.
You just have that much force on senza?
Too much force?
Yeah, a little too much force. So feel like you hold back the breath. Senza.
Senza di te languisce il cor.
Good, but that time you let go of the breath in order to make it softer. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so I know this is the tricky part about singing because you have to do all of these things at the same time. Let's go back to senza. Okay, so keep that sense of holding back the breath, but then you don't push the air through the chords either to make it softer or make it louder, okay? You want to keep the chord closure at a softer dynamic.
Senza di te languisce il cor.
And I think what is tripping you up a little bit is you're doing an unintentional portamento from senza di ali. And what's happening is the chord, the vocal folds actually bulk. In that process of unintentional portamentos, they bulk going down. So we start to add vocal weight and we don't really know like when to stop it. So instead of going senza di, it's also too much for this period of music. We want to keep this a little cleaner. So instead think senza di te. Then you can do your portamento there, but only there. Try to keep those three notes. Senza di. Those are clean, okay?
Senza di.
Nope. Did you hear it? Senza di para.
Senza di te languisce il cor.
Wonderful. Okay, already getting better. Now, on senza, and can you think senza di te, not te, but te. Almost like you put a little bit of ooh in that vowel. Okay, and without force, without sending air pressure up to it.
Senza.
Nope.
Yeah.
You got it though.
Senza di te languisce il cor.
Good. It's getting better. So when you practice that, just make sure you're practicing that very clean and without sending breath pressure in parts that you don't need. Okay, let's keep moving on. So ba 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 ba. Ready?
From the beginning?
No, we're going to move on to caro mio ben.
Oh. What's the key?
So we went caro mio ben, credimiamen senza di te, languisce il cor. Then they play ba 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 ba. Then you sing caro mio ben.
Yeah. Caro mio ben senza di te langui.
Senza di. Watch that. You did unintentional portamento there.
Caro mio ben senza di te langui.
So on not te, but just sing senza di te. Okay. So hold on. So we went caro mio ben. Now senza. Let's go from there.
Senza di te
senza di. Without portamento.
Senza di te langui.
Good. Can you sing te? Just those two notes. Te.
Te.
No, yes. And now instead of going te that way, I want you to think te. And it goes back with a little bit of ooh, okay? Yes, yes. Now, what you don't want to do is actually bring the voice back. So you're having that dome, but you still keep the voice forward. Okay, so try that again. Yes, much more functional. Does that feel better?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to, and now I would say, if it feels like it's always better to deliver a really healthy sound than to sort of be at the end of your breath. So it's totally fine with me if you breathe caro mio ben, then you breathe before senza di te. I think that's fine. You know, if you just feel it out, because if you feel like you're at the end of your breath and then you're having to grab the voice, it's not worth it, right? Okay, so go. Caro. So caro mio ben, then caro mio ben. Ready?
Caro
I know you're at the end, but good job. Good job. And then you can choose to do it, with the breath if you need it. Okay, so now il tuo fedele.
Il tuo fedele.
Be careful you don't give a hard onset on il, because that's going to put too much pressure on the chords. Can you really feel like the air comes and the chords caress and close around it? They don't forcibly. And unfortunately, like basses and baritones have this habit because there's a lot of mass to the voice. There's a lot of vocal fold already involved in the sound. So a lot of times basses and baritones, it's even a little bit of an aesthetic. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be, but it is, to kind of do the barking onset. Try to avoid this because it really takes away from the beauty of the line and the vocal health, and also deregistrates the voice. Okay?
Il tuo fedele sospiro glor sacro.
Good. Okay, so wonderful. Now here's the thing. I want you to just reprogram your mind about how you sing higher, okay? As we're going higher, can you think you do get more vertical and more lengthened, but without pushing the volume? Think that it's possible, because it is possible, to sing these notes with just a little less force, okay? And I want you to do it by holding back the breath. It might feel a little scary right now, okay? So as you go up, I want you to feel that this expands out. And then this expands so that you're not sending the air up under the chord and sort of making the chord do this, okay? You're making great sound because you're young. Let me tell you, you're young, so you can sort of push for a while and it sounds really good. But these are the things, the foundations you want to build in, so that by the time, you're already singing a lot and you won't be able to get away with it in the same way. Okay?
Il tuo fedele.
So il tuo fedele. Make sure that that's really high on the pitch for registrational purposes and for pitch purposes.
Il tuo fedele.
But pitch, don't do with this. Pitch is really a mind thing. And what that means is that you're really hearing the note, you're allowing the chord to stretch where it needs to stretch, but you don't need to make any external action, because actually your voice is already in a good place. If it weren't, we'd have another conversation, but you can keep your voice where it starts, and then you just need to think, because that little stretching action happens without any of our help externally, okay?
Il tuo fedele.
So listen. Il tuo fedele. Also the word is tuo. It's not tuo. It's tuo. So make sure you give me a little bit more oo. A little longer oo than o. Okay?
Il tuo fedele sospira glor.
And that on sospira unior, that's where you need a little more length in that vowel. Sospiro, not raun, because that ra will bring the larynx up and we'll get a different position. Also, notice il tuo fe, on the fe, that you don't let your breath drop to make the F. So you don't go il tuo fe, but il tuo fe de fe fe is without this extra airflow, okay?
So on the fe, do I go down or just stay?
What do you mean go down?
Is it il tuo? Is it tuo fe?
Yeah.
Okay. Il tuo fedel sospira miglior cessa crudel tanto rigor.
Good. Can you just sing the line sospira unior? So we went il tuo fedel, now sing so. The O should have a little bit more length in it. Sospira unior. Just sing that line.
Sospira miglior.
You sing raonior, all on one. Rao. So the A-O is all open. You don't go round, you go raonior. Yeah, so what we're looking to do is elongate the vowel part of the word and shorten the consonant. We don't want to close off the high note onto a consonant. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so just sing sospira unior. Sospira unior. The ra and the o have to be kind of in the same neighborhood.
Sospira miglior.
But I'm hearing ranior. I'm hearing ranior instead of raonior.
Sospira miglior.
We're going to do something very scary, but by the time you do this exercise, you're going to get over this. On this note, we're going to go ra. Ready? On the C. Good. Now, can you give me more O in both of those vowels? O, I want deeper, okay? Not ow, but oh, almost like you're crying. You feel a little bit of that cry. Bravo. What does that feel like?
It was better. It was...
Yeah, that was really good. So now let's do sospironio. Okay, from...
Sospiro.
Yes. Bravo. Okay, now we're going to link that. Il tuo fedele sospira unior cesa crudana. When you get to cesa, where you felt that ronior, don't change that feeling. Just that stays right there, okay? So il tuo fedele.
Il tuo fedele.
Il tuo has to be a little deeper.
Il tuo fedele sospira ognor cessa crudel.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to take a breath. I want you to breathe il tuo fedele, breath. Sospira ognor cessa crudel. Okay, breathe there just for now because it's a little bit, you're mounting the pressure. You're not quite ready to do that without extraneous muscles grabbing in. So let's take a breath right there, okay? Ready?
Il tuo fedele oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Il tuo fedele sospira ognor.
Not lift. Sospiron. Let it stay right there, and it's gonna get deeper. Okay, just from sospir.
Sospira ognor.
You're shouting, and that's why the larynx won't relax like we were just doing before. Sospiron. Keep it all kind of like you're crying, okay? Sospir. Less power, more sadness. Don't go round. Stay in the same body position and don't let the chest pull up on a ra. Sospironior. Okay, keep it in one position.
Sospironior.
Yep, keep going.
Sospironior. Cessa crudel.
Ton. Open the jaw. Sospiron. You're going round and you're pulling up the larynx on the ra.
Sospironior. Cessa crudel.
Good. And when you sing ta, can you open the space here so you don't do ta, but tanto.
From Sospironior.
No, just do tanto. Okay, so ta. You've got to get a little deeper to make that legato. Not ta, but ta. Yes, but not pulling it back. Ta. So the deepness happens here, but you still keep the forward presence of the voice, okay?
I feel like it's going too much to the back.
Huh?
It's going too much to the back.
A little bit, yeah. Yes, but you have to find the balance because we need that space. We can't have you go ta, but when you get that space ta, the resonance should hit here in the front, but the space, the turn of the larynx should be here. So ta, you almost had it that last time. It was a little bit pulled back, but it was still going in the right direction.
Ta.
Yes, but not ta, but ta.
Ta.
Yes. Now, can you finish the line so that we can hear the effect? That was good.
Tanto rigor.
Nice. How does it feel?
Difficult, but I'm getting there.
It's getting there. I wouldn't say it's absolutely in line yet, but it's so much better because what's happening is you're sort of doing a little somersault to get it to go there, and now you're keeping it in line, which takes more support. Totally. Let's finish up this line. Cessa crude.
Cessa crudel.
On, keep going.
Cessa crudel. Tanto rigor. Tanto rigor.
Tanto rigor. Can you sing t? Tonto, not tanto. Yeah.
Oh, tonto.
Because it's high. We need that turn of the larynx. Tonto, okay.
Tanto rigor.
Good. Can you back off on the god? Tanto rigor. Okay. No, I like the other one. Tonto, tonto. Okay, and make sure you don't go tonto, but tonto, so that the face is still lifted. You don't go to, but tonto. Okay.
Tonto rigor.
Good, not rigor, rigor, rigor.
Tonto rigor.
Better, better. You'll practice kind of laying off that. So you don't have to go rigor, but rigor, and you stay on your breath. Can you just sing rigor? Because I'm without the high note. I wonder how that works for you. Rigor.
And still backing up from it.
Yeah, just rigor, but do it the way that I'm asking. So backing off on the gor.
Rigor.
Yes, but now do it without looking up. Rigor, and stay strong in your body.
Rigor.
I see you do this rigor, and you pull in instead of rigor. Go out to the gor.
Rigor.
Better. Now don't relax this in a rigor. It has to have a little bit of shaping with these muscles here. Rigor, so that these muscles are really doing something.
Rigor.
Yes. Yes, bravo. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish our song, and then we have to move on to Modi, but this is wonderful. Okay, so now you go into caro, and now show us what you've learned from here. Ready?
Caro mio ben, credi mia men, senza di te languisce il cor. Caro mio ben, credi mia men, senza di te.
A little less power. So we're getting a little sharp. Senza di te.
Se,
Not say, but senza.
senza di te.
I feel like I make, the higher I go, I close up and make that sound.
Right, totally. So remember how we did it before. First of all, what did you do? You went senza di. Can you do senza di te? I'll tell you, just because we're here, I'll tell you why this is important. When you do these unintentional portamentos, and everybody does them, what that indicates is that your CT muscle is actually weak. It doesn't like to stay in position. Your larynx doesn't like to stay tilted. So it thickens and you unturn the larynx. So we get senza di, and that weakness of the turning of the larynx, that tilting function, that's what creates these registrational problems in the voice. So it's not to say that the portamento is in and of itself wrong, right? It's not, but it's why it's happening. It's if it's happening intentionally. When it's happening unintentionally, this indicates very clearly that you're not used to keeping the larynx in a tilted position and singing legato throughout the line. So what does that mean to sing legato? It means that you're staying in one position in the throat and you're not letting that position get interrupted. Okay. So when you practice, it's really important that you catch yourself on these musical things so that you can fix these little technical, like I call them like, if you have a little leaky tire or something. And it's just like, okay, you can drive for a little bit, but eventually, the tire might explode or who knows. So you want to watch this. Okay, let's go from senza di te. Then you're going to open to that note, okay?
Senza.
Nope. Senza di. Sing it very clear.
Senza di te.
Better. Okay, let me start again.
Okay.
Senza di te. Languisce il cor.
Bravo. Bravo, Lesang. Really, really good work. Can you feel the difference when you did that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So watch these things, like really, really, really watch these things in your voice because you have a wonderful, wonderful voice. And, these are the little details that I can't say to you that you're singing wrong. You're not, right? But these little details will start taking you off and veering you off a path. And so now you're in a great place. You can just go, oh, okay, we don't need that. And then from that position of power, you can choose. No, I like the portamento on this verse here. No one's going to argue with that. Some people will. Some people say it's too early music to do that. I don't care. If you're in control of it, you can do whatever you want, But that's the key, is that you're really in control of your registration. You're in control of your musculature. Bravo. Great work. Great work. All right, Modi. Now we have a tenor. Oh, is that correct?
Yes.
Fantastic. And Modi, what are you going to sing?
I think I'm also going to sing Carry On Ben so that you're able to also help on the other voice being tenor. So I don't know if it's
I love this. Let's have a Caro Mio Ben masterclass. I love this. It's a great idea. And you're going to do it, I guess, in E flat. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Let's do it. Do you have a track?
From your bed, let him your bed, senza di te, languisce il cor. Caro mio bel, senza di te, languisce il cor. Senza di te languisce il cor. Caro mio bel, senza di te
Bravo. Okay, Modi, I think I know what the sound problem was. Were you playing your track on your computer?
Yes.
We're not going
Yes.
to do that anymore. So don't play the track anymore on the computer because I think there's a sound, something's competing with you. So from here on out, if I ask you to sing, I'll give you the pitch. Don't play the track. Got it? Okay. Can we start? That being said, can we start with your Il tuo fedele? Okay. Oh yeah, Henry.
Modi, have you connected or what?
Pardon?
Have you connected your device to a Bluetooth speaker?
Yes.
Oh, disconnect it. No,
Yeah.
disconnect that. Thank you, Henry. Good spot. That's exactly what's going on. Because I heard some things like, okay, is it normal speaker now?
Yes, it's a normal speaker.
Okay, now just you probably have to turn on original sound again. So it's in the upper right. Just click it on.
Yes, it's on.
Okay, great. Yeah, so can we start at Il tuo fedele, no track? Okay, I know it's kind of scary, but don't worry. We couldn't even hear the track before. So you were basically singing a cappella for us. Okay, so from Il tuo fedele, ready? Il, it's B flat here. Okay, great. So now here's what I want to talk to you about. The sound's still a little bit wonky, but I'm not going to worry about it because I can still hear you. I want to talk about your neck position. What do you know about your posture? Like, is there something you've been working on, or talk to me a little bit about your alignment?
Not really. I think it's just something that I adopted by just singing like that. So I don't know. I can't explain it, to be honest.
That's okay. That's okay. We're going to talk about it. So I think, we all understand like this is the tube, right? Here's what the larynx is. And then we've got our pharyngeal cavity. Now, what happens is if we start to bring these neck muscles out, we start to create stress on the instrument. So actually our alignment, especially this part, what I call like, this is a triangle, right? This part is really essential that we sort of learn how to keep this in a poised state. So I want you to think about the back of your neck. Okay, the back of your neck. I want you to feel that you're slightly looking down and the back, but so you're looking up. That's going to pull all of this up. We want to slightly look down, just like you are now, but the head doesn't come forward. It goes back. So imagine you've got a pole inside you that's directly inside. Yes, that looks much better. So now when you go to sing, because you've been singing probably like just letting whatever happen, you may feel that when you sing in this position that it feels a little restrictive. That's okay, all right? You have to sort of retrain your whole support system. When we talk about support, it's not just breath, okay? It's also a full structure of support to support the positioning of the instrument. So it's not just support as in like, okay, I need to send air. It's also a structure of support. Does that make sense to you? So when you start this, I want you to feel that your whole column, okay? That you stay on this column, okay? Let's give that a try. just from caro mio ben, keeping the neck in one position. And then the other thing is, so like I was telling Lesang, you need to breathe with the rib cage. So you feel this, then you hold and you sing, not you don't breathe and sing at the same time. You breathe, you hold, and then you sing, okay? It's a good way to train.
Caro mio ben, redi mio men, senza di te non finisce le cose.
Excellent. So now, your first two lines were really good. You were in your alignment, but then you started going senza di. Can you try to sing that line and stay on your column? Senza di. Ready?
Senza di te.
Do you notice you start searching and you start, and I don't mind loosening, but you're loosening and bringing your neck out. So can you find a way? So now, senza di, stay on your line. Senza di, ready?
Senza di te non finisce le cose.
Excellent. Now let's do that one more time, and you're still pulling your neck up. Keep your neck. Can you look a little bit down towards me? Just a little bit, not a whole lot, but yes, there you go, like that. That's your position. Now put your hands on your rib cage, and I want you to keep this expansion. Ready? From there.
Senza di te.
On the senza, not se, but senza. With this turn, with the sound like this, not senza. Okay.
Senza di te non finisce le cose.
Good. Okay, much better. How does it feel? Does it feel a little restrictive for you?
No, it's much better because it allows me now to sing, unlike before it was restrictive. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. Now let's do the same thing for il tuo fedele, okay? Now this is going to be hard because there's mounting pressure in the body because we're building up to the passaggio. Hold this, okay, and keep your alignment. Think that you're resting against a wall almost. That should give you the alignment. And when you practice, Modi, I would suggest you practice against a wall. So like, okay, you see my closet right there? Look, you can practice like this. So that you have that lengthening, okay? That's the idea that we're trying to replicate in this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So let's try that.
Il tuo fedele sospiro
Good. Now let's talk about your vowels. Excellent. So il tuo fedele sospira unior. Can we try as you're going through that passaggio not to go this way, but then so we have more lengthening. Okay, just like I said to Lesang, because there's a little bit too much right? Just a little bit too much. Okay, let's try that again. Il tuo fedele, not el. Il tuo. Almost feel like, do you ever feel like you're gonna cry like those, or like you're gonna sneeze? Shoo, like that feeling. You know when these muscles kind of activate? I want you to feel that that is already activated. And you can even do this like you're gonna yawn or you're gonna sneeze, and you feel that, right? Now from there.
Yes, yes.
So you have that. Because if we don't do that, then we've got which is not actually, our pharynx is not engaged, okay? Our muscles are just flabby in our throat. Okay. Make sure you're on pitch.
Il
I want you to sing with your hands right here. I want you to sing with your hands, okay? And now, while you do this, you're not allowed to do this. And I want you to slightly, with these muscles, not with the lips, but with the cheek muscles, sort of help your cheeks to sort of stay this way. Okay, now we're going to sing this line like this, all right?
Il tuo fedele sospirare.
Good. So as the tenor goes through this passaggio, I need you to do a certain amount of closing on your vowels. So when we've got this word like fedele, that's actually a really great, believe it or not, it's a great vowel for you to sing on. I need you to close the embouchure more and sing more fidel rather than fedel. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because as you go through here for a tenor, this is really great if you could do not fidel. You hear the difference?
Okay.
So say this, say fidel with your jaw closed. Just say fidel like that.
Fidel.
Fidel, not Fidel, but Fidel.
Fidel.
So the word is fidele, fidele. So actually, fidel is the long vowel. Fidel. So it's not fidel, it's fidel.
Il tuo fedele sospirare.
Okay, so that was better, but now I'm still, you did a really good A vowel going up. But then when we went to Chesa Crudel, I got tel instead of del. Do you see the difference? Do you know what I'm talking about with this turning of the vowel, this narrowing of the vowel, and the turning of the vowel? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it makes sense.
So if we just take that Chesa Crudel instead of del, so you're going to shut your mouth a little bit as you're coming down and feel that the space inside is what matters, not the space in front. Okay, let's go back to il tuo fedele.
Il tuo fedele
Torigo, ton, torigo, right there. Oh. Go. Make sure you're tuning. Ton, tori, bum, bum. Okay, great. Okay, so now what I want to do with you, I want to play around with this A vowel a little bit. And I want to do this in a vocalese, okay? So I want you to get used to feeling this more closed. When you say A, where is your tongue? Can you tell me? Say A.
It's just a flat.
Okay, great. Can you feel that the back of the tongue on A is a little bit higher? A. So that look at my mouth. A, not but A. So I feel the sides of the tongue a little bit on my teeth. Can you say that? Good. Now without sticking the head forward. A. So bring the head into A. But I'm getting this. Listen, I'm getting Can I get A? A. Yes. Do you hear the sound that's coming in now?
Yes.
Okay. This is a really important lesson for your A vowel. This is very important for tenors. This kind of turning, because what you're doing is you're learning to turn the larynx on that vowel. The other one is just kind of voce aperta. It's pretty. You have a beautiful voice. Beautiful. Okay? But it's a little bit voce aperta. Instead of A. Do you hear the difference?
Yes, I can hear the difference. Yeah.
So what I want to do is a little exercise on A. We're going to do, from here, hold on. We're going to do so that the A is not so far away from the E. So notice I'm not doing this, Modi. I'm not going, don't do that. The tongue is basically in the same position as E, okay? Let's try that. In your octave. No. So do you see how you're moving your head? So Modi, watch what I did, and I want you to replicate exactly. First of all, I want you to look slightly down, your head back. Don't look up. Stay down. Now look at me. The vowels are E, A, E. So you switch to the A on the second note, and I don't move my head. Okay, let's try it. I just move my tongue. What did I say about the A? It's not so far away from the E, right? So, just do those two notes. Don't move. Just move the tongue. No. Do you see that you're going like this? You're opening the jaw. You're going instead of going inside. Much better, much better. Did you feel that?
Yes.
Now, hold on. You were only half disciplined. You did a great A on the first note, but then on the third one, you opened. Don't open. Can you trust yourself? It's gonna be there. I promise you. It's gonna go to a different place though. So maybe that place is something you're not quite used to. So you'll be like, oh, is that right? Just, it's you and me here. We're just playing around. Okay. So just have a little bit of courage that it'll be good. I'm pretty certain it will be. So keep your head steady. Don't move the mouth, just the tongue. Okay, very slightly. So instead of going this way, can you go? This muscle doesn't allow you to do this, so like this, okay? Don't open the head up. Keep the head stable. Good. Put one hand back here. Put one hand on the back of your head. Can you put one hand. I want you to feel if you start doing that. Don't do that, okay? You notice how your chin wants to pull up. Can you notice that or no? Do you notice it or no?
Should I go on?
Do you notice that your chin on the A wants to pull up?
Yes.
So you can't let it. I want you right now to think that the chin drops with the notes, not goes up. Can you try that? So put your hand on the back of your head. Bravo. And guess what? We were watching and we can tell you your chin didn't go down, but you stayed level. So sometimes we have to trick ourselves.
Okay.
No, you went up. No, I'm not going to let you get away with that. Bring your head down as you go to A, not up, okay? Much better. What are you noticing when you do that?
Well, I feel more like there is more like containing something when I sing.
Yeah.
So it's more like enclosed, not just open.
Exactly. And we need a bit of that. You have such a beautiful voice, but you're a tenor and we're going through the passaggio and we need that containment. We need that poise in that upper passaggio, okay? Because right now you have it's a young, gorgeous voice, and so you kind of open it, but we're going to lose something with that, okay? We don't get the resonances that we want. So now let's keep doing this exercise. And I want you to feel that you look down for each A. And we'll go up, okay? Look down. Look down, Modi. Trust me. It's going to be fine. I want you to feel like the back of your neck expands, okay? But trust me even more. Look down, okay? Extend the back of your neck. Yeah, there. Go there. E-A-A. Feeling the yawn. Okay? How does that feel? Yeah.
Yes.
How did that feel?
Yeah, it's much better now.
Yeah, it is. Now, can we go to caro mio ben and try this? So I want you to go from caro mio ben. We're going from the second time we do caro mio ben, okay? And I want you to hold your head and feel that you're slightly looking down.
Caro mio ben,
Caro, not cara, caro.
caro mio ben, regi mio ben, senza di te languisce il cor.
Ah,
Io
can I get more
mio
ka?
ben,
Can I get more ka, not ka, but ka?
Io mio ben,
Look down, ka. Look down.
Io mio ben, regi mio ben, senza di te languisce il cor.
Bravo. So do you feel that with the back of the neck?
Yes, yes.
It's a huge difference, Modi. I want you to turn to the side for a second. Can you turn to the side and I'm going to look at the angle of how you're holding your neck. Just turn, yeah, and look straight ahead. Yeah, I know it feels a little awkward. Wait, just put your hand down so I can see your neck. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm trying to look at your profile. So no, put your hand down. Put your hand down. Modi, just stand like this. Look, I know it's awkward, but just stand like that, okay? All right. Now I want you right now, without anything, I want you to sing Caro mio ben, just the first line, and I want to watch something. Caro mio ben, okay?
Caro mio ben,
Come look at me. Come look at me. So we live in a society of on the computer, on the phone. And so we all have a little bit of this, okay? What I see with you is that we've got a natural stance of this, okay? So now you've kind of compensated by looking up. Ka. Now what I need to, here's where your work is, and this is what I'm telling you, very specific to you. You need to start undoing this, and you need to start learning to retract the head, elevate the sternum, and creating the length in the back of the neck when you're singing. Okay, now it's harder for some, depending on if you're not used to it. What I recommend you do is you either stand on the wall, or you can also do you do anything like yoga or anything like that? You can do like,
Yes,
okay,
times.
okay, so you can do like cat cow pose where you're on all fours, and you can start doing the cat. That's going to help kind of reverse that opposite curvature of the spine when you're singing. Because I mean, it's not like you have bad posture, but what's happening is when you're singing, it's pulling like this. So I need you to somehow start training, because it's not just mental, it's actually physical, that you start training, getting your ears over your shoulders and getting that back of the, yes, getting that back of the neck lengthened. Do you feel the difference there?
Yes, yes.
And it will feel awkward at first. You'll feel like you're looking down slightly, okay? Now, just from that, let's try Caro mio ben now, just with that position, just the first line. Oh. So I know it feels weird, but stay there.
Caro mio ben, regi mio ben, senza di te
Keep your head back. No, do you know? Okay, so do you notice as you're running out of air, you start pulling your chin forward? Did you notice it?
Yes, I noticed that. Yeah.
But this is great news. So, but when the first two lines, when you had your head in position, it was wonderful. The resonance, your volume doubled. The resonance was really rich. So this is what I suggest you do when you practice. You take each line by itself and you isolate it with this good posture, because what's going to happen is you're going to try to sing the piece and you're going to get stacked at the end of your breath. And what the neck pull is usually a breath accessory muscle. So you need to start training in good muscle memory into each line, meaning you do not practice each line in time. You take it out of time. So you would sing Caro mio ben, then you go out for coffee. Then you come back and you sing Credimi al men. Then you go have a cookie. Then you come back and you sing Senza di te. I don't literally mean go out for coffee, but you know what I mean. You take the breaks so that you build in the good muscle memory with the head without creating a tax on the breathing system. Because if the breathing system feels taxed, you're going to start helping with the neck pull. Okay? So first things first, you have to start vocalizing on the wall, also on all fours in cat-cow, to help get that, that muscle memory there. Then you're going to practice each line of your piece in isolation with your good posture. Okay? I would say if you work very consistently on this, okay? And this is related to that A vowel that we were dealing with. Because see, the problem is when the head comes forward, the tongue can't rotate where we need it to rotate. So we start going A instead of A. So once you fix this, the other things are going to come into line. Okay? So this, if you focus on this, I bet you can take care of this in about a month. All right? Really rigorous work. You have a wonderful, wonderful voice. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful musicianship. So there's no reason that this has to be there. Let's just kick it out. Okay. So spend some time on this. Really great work, Modi. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Well, it was so great having you both. You both are wonderful singers. And Henry, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Julia, for doing this with us. We understand that you're a very, very busy person, and for you to spend this time with us today really means a lot, not only to me, but to these singers. Coming from Botswana, a country so beautiful with many limited resources and lack of opportunities, lack of access to things like voice teaching and voice coaching, we really do not take this for granted. And I believe Modi and Lesang have learned a lot, and they're going to apply everything that they have learned from you in their singing. I'm very proud of the both of you guys, and I look forward to working with you guys on other Miste Voce programs. Julia, Miste Voce is just a movement that I'm trying to push here in Botswana that gives young singers opportunities like these, where we can work with amazing teachers and singers like yourself. So thank you so much for making time for us. I don't know if either Modi or Lesang have a question for you. They can ask.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Any questions?
All right. For my question, I think it will be on if someone aspires to be a solo singer, or where is the start? Where can we start? Because we just most of the time we just follow people on YouTube or on social media, but I think that, like Henry said, the basics are very, very important, so that when we are free, at least we start somewhere, we work on the basics, so that when we have opportunities like this, at least we have learned the basics from scratch.
Yes. Well, I would say if you're wanting to go into solo singing, I mean, first and foremost, of course, as you know and you just said, is getting a really solid technique. that you can rely on, and knowing, I think what's also really important is knowing what repertoire you want to go into. Do you want to go into opera? Are you more focused on oratorio? Are you focused on high-level choral singing? I mean, there's actually like many paths to the career. So when you know what you need in terms of repertoire, then you're also really diving deep and getting coaching on that and understanding the style, the languages. And then, so beyond getting your kind of toolkit together, right? It's really about making connections. And so I would say, like, in this day and age of social media, people are just a click away, right? So don't be shy. Like, put your singing on Instagram, put it out there, put it on YouTube, right? Of course, you know, as you get better, you'll want to take down the old videos and put newer ones up, and that's normal. Like, we're all like that. That's fine. But at the same time, don't be shy. And you know, there are so many, I don't know how old you guys are, but like, there's so many competitions, okay? And there's a lot of competitions that you can enter, like first round, like you just submit with a video, so you don't have to go travel and, you know, waste time and money for something that's not. But there's a lot of competitions that you can do by video submission. And then some of them don't even, it's till the semifinals that you actually have to go anywhere. And at that point, you're already in the public eye. So that's a really good thing to do for young singers. Okay. And I would say, you know, don't even be afraid if there's somebody that you really admire, especially if they're in your Fach, and you might say, you know what, like, hey, would you mind listening to this? Or, you know, a lot of people are a lot more accessible than you think that they are, you know? So I think getting yourself out there, and not, of course, you know, be respectful and all of that, but don't be afraid to make the ask. You know, I think that's really important. Don't be afraid, because you never know who can help you, who can connect you to who, or what leads to what. So just don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Okay. All right. My last question is on. Okay, I've always wanted to see myself performing, like I would say just opera, singing, but I felt maybe the problem is my voice range, because I realized that in some songs I even try some songs, but I cannot go into those hit those higher notes because of maybe my voice range. To say, is there any way that I can do to, I don't know if it can be increased or whatever, but if there is an advice, so that anything that you can advise so that I can work on that, I think it will help, so that I don't feel afraid of higher notes and all that.
Well, okay, so I would say not to be repetitive, but for me, the most important thing that you are going to need to get in control of is this head neck positioning, because this indicates everything. This is related to how the larynx turns. For every voice type, it's essential, but for a tenor, it is critical. You have got to learn how to sing with this larynx turning, okay? And that's only going to happen if the head is in position. So the exercise that I gave you, yay, practicing that throughout your range so that you're on a wall, making sure that that head doesn't pull up. That's going to keep all of the points of the instrument in alignment, okay? And then you're going to have to find another place to find that space, which is like up and back instead of this way. That's what's blocking the top. I can tell you right now, 100%, because you probably have nice like G's and A flats and then it's done. Am I right? Then it's hard.
Yeah.
It's because you're not turning. You're not turning. You have a beautiful tenor voice. It absolutely is. I'm sure you have high notes for days. I'm certain of it, but you're blocking it with your aerodynamic positioning or lack of aerodynamic positioning while singing. So I think if you work on that, Modi, I'm going to tell you, you're going to notice a huge difference in a month. But just make that your focus. Everybody wants to focus on the high note. Very rarely are the high notes the problem. I mean, that's the sexier answer, the high note. But the boring thing, right, is always what we have to work on. And that's what makes the high notes really good. So that's what I would say. Don't worry and don't say to yourself, "Oh, I'm not, I can't sing the high notes." That's not true. So take that off the table. You work on this for a month and you're going to see your top will expand. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
Of course. Lesang, any questions? Comments? Criticism?
Mine is also in relation to my voice range. I think when I chose these songs, Karo Mioben is not my best, song, but I chose this one because it challenged me and I wanted to get feedback on it to so that I could improve on things like my range and all that. My range challenges me a bit because I sometimes want to go into a more higher baritone voice, but then I feel like I'm very much restricted. I feel like my larynx starts to be strained a lot, and then that's where I also start to move a lot, and so it's a big challenge for me. Going low is not really a problem. Going high is the real issue for me.
Can I ask how old you are?
I'm 24.
Okay, so that's important information. I will tell you a lot of that. Now, what do you have? Do you have a comfortable E flat?
Do I have a what?
E flat. What's your highest note that you feel comfortable with?
I'm not sure what my highest note is. I haven't even.
Okay. But like something like Zarastro is not hard for you, right?
Not really, no.
Okay. So here's the thing. At 24, your voice is really, really still developing, especially the top, okay? And the bottom too. But I think some of these things, I think you're right to keep an eye on it, that you're, slowly stretching, that you're learning how to do it without pushing air. That's the number one thing. But because of your age, I would really take it easy. You don't need to drive up the voice yet, okay? It will come. 24 for a young bass is very young, okay? Like your voice is going to peak in the 50s if you take care of it. You're like, oh God. No, but seriously, okay? So I wouldn't be too stressed out as long as you have, I think it's great that you're bringing out repertoire that's a little less comfortable because you're right. Caro mio ben sits up in that passaggio and kind of pushes you up there. But Lesang, the thing for you to watch out for the most is that air pressure, and that you're learning how to keep that air pressure off and not letting the mass of the voice control the show. That you're always keeping it in check, that you always know you have a little bit of like reserve that you could give, but you're not going to give. So you're not singing at max volume. The quickest way to cut off your top is by singing loudly into the top as loud as you can. So even if it feels like that's the best way to get the note out, I would really, do you do falsetto work too?
Yeah, sometimes in my voice exercises, I try to do that.
Good. I would do a lot of falsetto, and I would do a lot of falsetto to the bottom. So, and actually this would be good for you too, Modi. This is a great exercise. If you do something like, let's see, like, maybe you can't hear that. So what I'm doing is I'm going from like my falsetto, and then when I come down, I'm not giving the full mass of my instrument. I'm going as opposed to, and with guys' voices, especially basses, baritones, when you come down there, you're going to want to give the power. And your job in this exercise is to back pedal. And you're going to feel like you're really holding off, almost like, if you've ever seen a dog like go for a treat, and the dog really wants to go for the treat, but your dog is very well trained. And so it's sitting there in front of the treat, but it won't go for it. That's how you want your voice to be. Okay. So when you come down from that, and it'll feel hard, you're probably going to feel like you're really holding back something. This is an excellent exercise. So that you keep going up from the octave and you go up into your falsetto. So that falsetto feeling, you will keep that. If you can do B flat, is also really good. If you can get that high, that would be amazing for you. And Modi, you can go even higher with that if you want. So that's a really good exercise to start to bring in the ease of the breath pressure of the falsetto into the full voice. And again, it's a slow process, so be patient, okay? You're only 24, so really, really, like, don't push it, okay? And if you can sing Zarastro right now pretty easily, do you sing things like Where'er You Walk from Semele? Where'er you walk. This would be a good one for you to learn. Very good one for you to learn. Also, trying to think of what would be another thing good for you to learn. There's some really beautiful too, like English art songs, like American art songs. If you look up like Sam Raimi's albums, okay, doing some simple art songs right now to kind of set the voice, but they're also very, very marketable. You know, people like to hear these on competitions and things like that. That would be nice. Nothing too taxing, not lots of opera repertoire. I mean, Zarastro is fine, I think, for right now, but nothing too crazy, right? Some Handel arias, that not just Semele, but there's some other ones for bass, so look into that, especially ones that feel comfortable for you. But again, for you, just not pushing, not bulking into the top, because that will cut off the top. Any other questions?
That's all from me now.
No. But you guys are awesome. Oh, Henry, you're back.
That's all.
All right, guys. Well, so good meeting you. And I guess you have my information. So feel free to send me a message or email or anything. Okay?
Yeah, we will.
You guys are awesome. All right. Take care, everybody.